article is from Sanathana Sarathi, published in 1958, titled An Evening on the Sands. It was 9 years ago, on a quiet November day, that I had the first thrill of the evening on the sands. I had reached Puttaparthi that very morning, and within a few minutes I could sense the exaltation among the devotees at Prashanti Nilayam. Baba had announced that he would be going with them to the sands that evening. As soon as I entered the premises, some kind friends congratulated me on my good luck, for the visit to the sands was, it appeared, a rather rare event at Puttaparthi. Evening came at last, and all those who were at Prashantinilayam that day gathered to follow Baba to the sands of the river Chitravati a furlong away. Baba came down from his room and spreading joy all around him with a smile or a quip or a pleasantry or a kind inquiry. He walked at the head of the little throng. Stepping across the little trickle to which the river was reduced by long months of drought, he trudged along the sands, seeking a place to sit. And at last we all sat down, the men on one side, the women on the other, the children on the circumference, playing with their kind. Truly, it is one of nature's loveliest spots, the riverbed near the Prashanti Nilayam. Hoary hillocks came down from the mountain ranges as if to slake their thirst in the sacred river, and some boulders have already reached the waters. Stony altitudes have here cut off visual contact with the world around. The sky overhead is resplendent with the multicolored panorama of sunset, while all around us the earth is beneficent with bounteous green. As the shadows lengthen and the cattle return home, birds of 100 species fly from all the quarters hurriedly to their nests, and, with a suddenness that is dramatic, twilight disappears into the night, leaving us free to commune with ourselves and wrestle with the darkness inside us. Many times have I sat on the sands in the holy presence of Baba since that November day about which I am writing, but that evening is carved deepest in my mind, not because it was in any way unique for Puttaparthi, but only because, being my first, it made the profoundest impression on me. Having sat and having graciously waited until all were comfortably seated, including the older among the devotees who took a longer time to plod through the sands, Baba, in reply to a casual question, began a discourse on karma, bhakti. It was in such sweet, simple Telugu, full of interesting parables taken from daily life. Bhakti without karma, he said, is like a basement without a wall. Karma without bhakti is a wall without a basement. To hear him discourse was an indescribable pleasure. I found it impossible to analyze it into separate statements, but it was easy to accept it all straight into heart. I was struck by the universality of his message. He said, in my view, there is no Nastikas at all. Even those who deny God are not forsaken by God. He said, I am the servant of all. And I was really excited by his unbounded love. You can call me by any name. I will respond without anger, because all names are mine. Or rather, I have no name at all. Even if I am discarded by you, I shall be behind you. You have full freedom even to discard me. Questions were asked about rebirth, about pranava, vairagya, and for each question there was an immediate and satisfying answer. I felt that in his presence all doubts ceased, and contemplation of that scene with himself as center stilled all questionings and illumined all shadows. Then Baba taught us that some songs which extolled the Lord's name and which were saturated with spiritual advice for the practitioner. Afterwards, the discourse was resumed. This time, it roamed at random round Shirdi and the devotees who came for enlightenment to my previous body, and Baba spoke of pictures, now current, of Shirdi Baba as spurious. While speaking thus, he dug his fingers into the sands, and there was a picture in his hand, which he showed us all as the authentic representation of Shirdi Sai Baba. Conversation naturally proceeded on Baba being the avatar of Dattatreya, and lo, he dug into the sands again, and out came a very beautiful metal image of Dattatreya, the symbol of unity in Trinity. He announced that the image would be given to a devotee for worship, and we all felt how blessed he must be to receive this unique gift from Baba. In their excitement, everyone had now drawn nearer to Baba, and he felt that each of them should receive something from his hands. He therefore took out from the sands, what was it this time? We all craned our necks anxiously to see a thick flat block of sugar candy. He also took a handful of sand in his hands, and while pouring it onto a plate, it became sacred ash, vibhuti, which could be distributed to all. Watching all these, I was overwhelmed by the supremacy of Baba's will and by his all comprehensive love and wisdom. When at last we rose and followed him to the mandir, I was a transformed person with eyes a twinkle with a new light. I must say that all these 9 years, it has been my endeavor to keep that light aglow, and it has been my good fortune that wherever I have been, through His grace, I have not been far from the source of that light and of all light. N. Kasturi.